mainstay in TV and on movies for years. Now Roger Bart is making his home on Broadway.
That's right, the Connecticut native stars as Doc Brown in Back to the Future, the role that he performs 8 times a week. So I sat down with him to find out how he puts his own spin on the character and how he holds up with such a demanding schedule. Roger Bart, congratulations on your Tony nomination.
Thanks, man.
This is huge because this is the 3rd time for you. You have one previous win. Does it ever get old?
Never gets old. always amazing and always filled with enormous gratitude. It's extraordinary.
Great Scott!
Where were you when you found out the news and what did you do? How'd you react?
Oh, I was in bed and I was aware that the nominations were being announced, but I decided I would just listen to a little news program that I listened to on my phone, and wasn't sure exactly what time that they would be announced, but I was fully planning to make a cup of coffee, go on with my morning, and then finally just go online and see, all right, who got nominated, you know, because I really wasn't anticipating it. And then a friend of mine called me way too early, I thought, unless you only have good news. Anybody knows me says, don't call unless you have good news early in the morning. So that's when I knew when I saw her name on my phone. Wow. And that was really something.
Well, we also have to give you a big congratulations because you just had your portrait unveiled at the famed Sardi's.
Oh, it's a wonderful honor. You know, to have your portrait done here is I can only equate to the New York equivalent of having a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. You know, it is, you know, Sardi's is an institution here on Broadway, and to be amongst all of these incredible people and all the history in these rooms and looking at these faces and people who really sort of have been a part of the landscape of Broadway for so many years, it's really a tremendous honor.
And it's kind of cool that you can have your family and friends from your old hood come here and eat because you were born in Norwalk, Connecticut, raised in New Jersey, yeah. So this is your area.
Yeah.
Like, come back, sit under my picture.
That's right, man. I'm tri-state, right. For sure.
And they can come see you on Broadway as well.
And this is
a huge role. I mean, this is an iconic cult classic movie that's on Broadway. What is it like to now step in the shoes that, you know, were, you know, made so popular around the world and now play Doc Brown?
Well, it's a remarkable thing, you know. Whenever I enter onto the stage, I feel like people, first of all, I enter with a DeLorean, which is also my co-star along with Casey Likes, but you know, as soon as I enter, there's so much love coming towards the character of Doc Brown, which was created by Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis in the movie, and then by Christopher Lloyd playing it. He's so beloved that a lot of times I think I walk out on the stage and they're just so happy to see the character in person, and they know the journey I'm going to go on and take them on. So it's a really great treat, and there's a lot of love coming our way in the cast because of all the love for the movie and for the franchise.
Do you think there's a lot of pressure in playing a character that is so iconic? You
know, it's not so much the pressure, because the cool thing is that we're not really doing another movie of Back to the Future. We're doing Back to the Future, the musical, which in many ways is like the first part of it is the first part of the 3-part trilogy. But you know, having his incredible performance and iconic performance now, have him as my predecessor has only thrown so much love my way, and if you can kind of answer its basic needs of the character and requirements of the character, then you're going to be just fine. As long as the audience knows they're in good hands, they're going to be entertained, they'll love you pretty quickly and say, okay, now I'm ready for this new Doc in this new context.
And I heard you were actually with Christopher Lloyd when he found out it was a musical.
Yeah,
what was his reaction?
Oh my God. Well, we had gone out the night before, and then they were announcing that I was going to be in the musical in Manchester, England. And I said, "How you doing?" I was sitting next to him right before, and he goes, "I'm good." I said, "What do you think about this?" He goes, "It's a musical?" I said, "It is." He goes, "Huh? Well, I can't wait to hear Doc sing." And I said, yeah, me too. Me too, man. No idea. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I'm sure he was glad it was you singing and not him.
Yeah. I think he may. I don't know if Chris can carry a tune or not, but I think he was really tickled by it, and of course I think all of them were of course you know, maybe a smidge concerned that we would somehow go, oh, destroy it, their masterpiece, as Mel Brooks used to do. When the producers used to come into the rehearsal room an hour late and say, you're ruining my masterpiece, as his gag, so we didn't want to do that. And he was always fantastic though, and always supportive.
I can confirm you didn't ruin it. So
Thank
you're in
goodness.
good shape. You're in good shape. But I also have to ask you, with this schedule, I mean, it's a rigorous 8 shows a week. How do you keep up with taking care of your voice, your mental health, your physical health? How do you do it?
Well, as a creature of balance that I am, it sometimes can be challenging because your life is somewhat so out of balance. Not for the amount of hours that you work on a show, because really, if you count them all up, it's really not that many hours. The problem is that it looms over you throughout the day. You know it's ahead of you at the end of the day, which means that you're just aware that you still have to work at night, which is it's hard to understand unless you do it. But it's a quiet life, particularly if you're dealing with singing. But I think it's also for people who are doing plays that are without singing. The voice becomes really one of your most valuable tools to communicate in a live big space. So the maintenance of that is the most difficult. And so you live a peaceful life as best you can, because the focus of your life really does become about the privilege of being able to perform on Broadway. And it truly is a privilege. I get to sing with a live orchestra of about 18 pieces, 8 times a week, 6 days a week. And for anybody who has the joy and privilege of singing with live musicians, there's really nothing quite like it. And when you get to the theater and you see the level of professionalism on every part of being in a theater, from the front of the house staff to the crew to the wardrobe, it's those people who kind of make doing a show 8 times a week and make it all worthwhile, because you are at the top of your game when you're working on Broadway.
Okay, it's time to play a little Back to the Future trivia. Your first question is, what did Doc Brown hit his head on when he came up with the flux capacitor idea?
It was the sink.
I thought it was a toilet.
No, I slipped on the toilet.
You stand on the toilet, hit his head on the sink. See, you know these things. Okay, good. Okay, so what time does Marty tell Doc that the clock tower gets hit by lightning?
10:04.
Oh, you're good. Okay, this is a hard one since you're so good.
All right.
Okay, what does Doc Brown, it's a two-parter. What does Doc Brown call his dog in 1985?
Einstein.
But what does he call it in 1955?
A twinkle in a Labrador's eye.
Copernicus.
Copernicus.
Yes, who came up with
Good job.
astrology and the stars and
Yeah,
stuff.
you clearly-
I had to get you on one of them.
Nailed it, man.
Yes.
It's a good name, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations again on
Thanks,
your
man.
Tell Me nomination.
Yeah.